Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to day 6 of the 12 Days of Christmas event on my channel. And today we are going to make a tier list of the best Christmas songs in the world. I'd say in the world, but I'm gonna use the common English songs that are in the world. Each country has their own version of these songs, so I'm sure everyone has heard these one way or another. This tier list is going to be based on my views and on my tastes, so whatever songs are on here, I'm going to place in order based on what I think is good and what I think is not as good in my ears. So here we go. Without further ado, we are going to jump straight in with the first song. Just a word of warning, some of these songs I do not know, so I'll skip over them, but for the most part, I know a lot of these songs just by looking at the album cover. I'm not quite sure about some of them, but let's see what we can say about most of these songs. So, starting off with number 1, I think these two are different Charlie Brown albums with Christmas songs in them. It might be one is the album, one is the specific song, but I'm just gonna control this in a way that I'm just gonna say the whole album of Charlie Brown. And I have to say, in this tier list of superior to not so good, I'm gonna say Charlie Brown is actually an A. I think it's a decent album. I think it has decent songs, and it has really put a lot of people, especially children, in the mood for Christmas. So that it stays there at A. I think it's a decent album with decent songs. Classic as well. So I don't recognize the face for number 2, but that, like, I think that's a classic, but I really can't make out what words those are. I'm really bad with faces and I can't read that name, so we're gonna skip over that one too. We're moving on to A Holly Jolly Christmas by Burl Ives. I think that is a classic. That is an absolute classic in the Christmas time. That I also think sits at A. We'll adjust the list as we go, but that is definitely up there as one of the classics to get you in the mood for Christmas, and it's really a good one. Moving on to Andy Williams' Christmas album. Again, another classic. This is getting really hard to list here. I might make adjustments. Compared to Burl Ives, I'd say Burl Ives drops one level and Andy Williams will sit at A with the Charlie Brown Christmas album. Yeah, it's going to be like this. Andy Williams has that classic Christmas voice that comes with Christmas carols, so I'm gonna put him up a little higher than Burl Ives. I mean, Holly Jolly Christmas is a great song, but I don't think it beats Andy Williams. Now, speaking of being a better classic voice, Mariah Carey. Okay, Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You is the song. I didn't know this, but I looked back and apparently Mariah Carey released that song in 2009. That's 11 years ago, and it's still popping these days. And she's about to hit number 1 in the UK or something like that. I read that in the news. Like, that's insane. Mariah Carey is making that moolah, I'm telling you. But in this tier list, definitely Mariah Carey is up there as one of the best songs of the Christmas time. I think I really like it. Some people don't like it at all, but I think it's very good. And then there are also a couple new renditions of it, like the one with Justin Bieber that came out 2 years after when it released, like in 2011. There are just so many versions of it. Gleecast did it. So that song is really a classic. Well, it stands up there as a classic despite being a more recent song. Like, insane sales on that song. Moving on to Jackson 5, the Christmas album. That has a pop twist to it, and I really do like it. Gotta say, it goes up to an A. Not really searching for that in the Christmas time, but when I hear it, I know it's the Jackson 5 and their Christmas album. So that is also a very good one, and I think it sits at A. So anything that I put in S and A are songs that I think are like popping. When I walk around and I hear it in a mall, or if I hear it somewhere at a store, that is like A level. If I search for it and I listen to it consistently, that's an S level. So anything A and above, it's very good. B, C will be like meh, like I wouldn't search for it, but it's alright. And the D is just like, nah, I've never heard of it, or I'm not gonna put it in the tier list. Justin Bieber, Mistletoe. Okay, now I heard this song once and I was like, not really a huge fan of it. Not really a huge fan of Justin Bieber either. I only liked his collaboration with Mariah Carey. But otherwise, his songs are not that great. I think he's gone downhill somewhat, and then he went uphill recently with like "Yummy." I think that was his song that popped. But his Christmas song "Mistletoe," I'm tempted to put it somewhere here. I'm gonna put it in C because I think I don't know enough of it to rate it, but also I have not really gotten into it. I've not really searched for it at all, and I don't think it's a decent song. I mean, there are a lot of Justin Bieber fans out there that'll probably hate me for it, but I think this is a decent place to put it. Moving on, Rocking Around the Christmas Tree, another classic. Brenda Lee, also a great singer. I don't know. I have to put this in B as well because it's a classic, especially with Home Alone, the movie. Rocking Around the Christmas Tree was a big song in that one when he was trying to make the house look like it was holding a party. That is a great scene. But yeah, this song made it a lot better. But in the middle of the road for me. Like, I wouldn't search for it and I wouldn't mind listening to it. So yeah, that's there. It's Christmas time all over the world. I think this is just a collection of songs, so I'm not going to rate it. I'm going to rate usually these albums by singers themselves. So Nat King Cole, another classic singer and really a very, very good singer. I'm going to put him up in... Ooh, Nat King Cole is a very, very tight one between A and B. I'll put him in A. Nat King Cole is a great singer, and he makes that Christmas album pop, really. He does very well in that Christmas album. Jingle Bells. Okay, now this is a classic for kids, and I think it's just too cheesy, and it's become a little too cheesy for me. I'm gonna put this next to Mistletoe. Like, I'm not a huge fan of Jingle Bells. It's become a bit annoying at this rate. Frosty the Snowman, also another childhood classic for me. This one, it's middle of the road for me. I have great memories with that song, and I think it's a fairly creative one. A song about a snowman during Christmas is very, very, very unique because I don't see many with a snowman as the main character in the song. Moving on to Andy Williams, another Andy Williams Christmas album. I think this was the one that came out later. I don't think it was as good as his first Christmas album. I'm gonna put this down. Oops. I'm gonna put this down in B because I don't think it did as well as his first album. Post edit Sue here once again. I noticed that I misidentified that album. It is actually Andy Williams. It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year. I still think it's not as good as his full Christmas album, and I don't think that the song really pops in the Christmas time, but it doesn't really change the position of it in this tier list. So I hope that clarifies my mistake a bit. Carol of the Bells, taking a little more of a mystery theme here with the song Carol of the Bells. It's also a very good one. Also in Home Alone, very good song. I'd say in the middle of the road for that one. It's not the greatest song for Christmas. I don't think I would search for it, but if I hear it, I'm like, Bobby Helms, another decent album. Jingle Bell Rock. It's more of a festive, happy song. Again, I think I'm joining this trend here of putting everything in middle of the road. Bobby Helms, Jingle Bell Rock. It's kind of like middle of the road for me. Not much to say about that. Don't know this one. Here Comes Santa Claus. I do know that song, so I think this is the original song when it first released. Here Comes Santa Claus. This song, again, middle of the road. It's just like there. You hear it all around during the Christmas time, and you're like, yeah, it's there. It's in the background. Not much to say about that. Next up, Chuck Berry. Okay, now we're talking a bit. Chuck Berry, of course, in that time, I think he's around the time of Elvis Presley. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. Berry, I know his songs. It's Run Rudolph Run. I think that's one of his big songs for Christmas, and yeah, this one has an interesting twist to it, and I wouldn't mind listening to it. I'm gonna skip over this one because I don't recognize the album cover. I'm not quite sure what that song is, but yeah, I'm gonna skip over that one. Bing Crosby, It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas. This is superior. Like, seriously, I love this song. It's always a classic to hear on the 1st of December. So I really love Bing Crosby. His voice is very nice in these Christmas albums, and like It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas is a classic, and I especially love Michael Bublé version of it. I really love this song. It's a great one to start the Christmas time. Let It Snow by Dean Martin. Lovely classic singer. I mean, I'm saying classic a lot here because all of these are classics. But yeah, Dean Martin, Let It Snow. That I think is an A. I think it's a decent song. Very nice song as well, so I'll put that there. Not sure whose album that is. That seems like a clean album cover, so it gives a recent vibe, but I'm not sure who that artist is, so we're gonna skip that. You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch. Now, You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch is it's a very special one, I say. But I don't think it deserves to be high up in the list. Like, there are better songs to listen to than You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch. Dean Martin, Baby It's Cold Outside. I don't know. It has a lovey-dovey vibe to it. Just say middle of the road. I wouldn't mind listening to it, but I wouldn't go searching for it. Elvis Presley with the Blue Christmas album. Oof. This one, gotta say it's an A, because Elvis, man. Elvis always has good songs, and his Christmas album was very good. Jose Feliciano, of course, with Feliz Navidad, the Spanish song, of course. Spanish in that it's in the Spanish language. Feliz Navidad is a good one. I would put that at A. Really a decent song, very good song. Really has that bright mood to it, and it's something that I would search for / would very much like to hear. I don't know who that artist is. It's familiar. It's at the tip of my tongue, but I don't know. So we're gonna move on to the Beach Boys. Not really my kind of album for Christmas. Like, I would listen to their, summer albums and stuff like that. But for Christmas, I'm more of a guy with snow in the background. I want to stay indoors with a fire in the fireplace, a lot of blankets. But the Beach Boys don't give me that vibe, so I wouldn't really search for it, and I don't think I would listen to it a lot. But don't get me wrong, Beach Boys, absolutely fantastic music group. Like, Surfing in the USA was a classic that I would always listen to in the summer. Absolutely great group. Beach Boys, really good. This guy looks like Adam Sandler, but I don't think it is. Don't know who that is. And I don't know what album they're referring to or what song they're referring to, so we're gonna skip over. Next up, of course, Perry Como. I don't know if I said his name right. It's a jazz album, and if you guys know me, I love jazz.
You like jazz?
And if you didn't, now you know. Jazz is one of my favorite genres in music, and this is actually a decent album, I'd say. A jazz vibe to a lot of Christmas carols. It just really tingles my my Christmas senses. It is a decent album. Jazz, always good. I love jazz. I don't know what this eyeball is. That looks like a septic eye. Jacksepticeye. I don't know what album that is. I'm sorry. I really don't know. Winter Wonderland. Walking in a Winter Wonderland. I wouldn't search for it, but I don't mind it. It has to be middle of the road. It's not for me. I wouldn't really go searching for it. The Silver Bells. It's a hard one for me. I'd say it's an A. There are some like this would be a low A. I wouldn't really go finding it, but I wouldn't mind listening to it. And if I did have to listen to it, I would listen to it. So it's really a low A, but it's up there. Deck the Halls. Not my favorite. It's too simple for me. Oh, this one. Oh, is this I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus or whatever it's called? Yeah, no. No, thank you. It's 2020, people. No, thank you. A kid snooping on mom and dad making out in the living room or something. I don't know. But I sang this as a kid. Are you serious? Santa Baby again. No, thank you. That is just not a song for me. I don't think it really is a good song with a good message for kids especially. People take it for fun, but I don't think it's a good song. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Okay, another classic Christmas carol. That's middle of the road. I wouldn't go searching for it, but I don't mind it. Sleigh Ride. It's just too simple for me. All right, here we go. A song that I really like, Wham! Last Christmas. That, I think, I play consistently throughout the Christmas period. That song I would listen to forever if I had to. Throughout the Christmas time, that would be consistently up there. Lastly, we have Paul McCartney, Wonderful Christmas. Like, I've heard it once. Not my favorite. I'm sorry, Paul. Just not up there for me. You're not good. Like, Beatles, great. Paul McCartney when he went solo, good. But Christmas, not so good. I don't like this song. I don't find it popping for the Christmas time. But yeah, that is pretty much my list. I think I've just upset a lot of music fans out there. Maybe some people have allegiances to some of these songs for the Christmas period. Well, this is my take on it. This is pretty much what I think about Christmas carols. Again, there are some Christmas albums here that are famous but didn't make it. Michael Bublé's Christmas album, that's up here, I think, an S. Some people say it's not so good, but I'd say it is up there. This is my tier list. You can find this on Tier Maker, as you see on top of the screen. Let me know what your favorite carols are in the comment section down below. And I do hope you enjoyed this video, day 6 of the 12 days of Christmas. We are halfway there. And yeah, if you did like this video, smash that like button. If you're new, also hit that subscribe button down below for more content like this. There will be more games and also more Christmas content coming up during this holiday period. So why not subscribe? It's free. And smash that notification bell so that you are notified when the next video goes live. I hope you guys are doing well and are staying festive during this holiday season. And until the next video, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you then.